Imagine waking up to the sound of a bird tapping on your window. Not just any bird, but a crow, the very symbol of mystery and intelligence in the animal kingdom. What if I told you that this crow had been your companion for years? It brought you coffee, helped you with puzzles, and maybe even saved your life in ways you could never have imagined. It might sound like the plot of a heartwarming movie, but these are real stories, stories that will challenge everything you thought you knew about animals and how they form bonds with us. Stick with me for the next few minutes as we dive into 5 unforgettable stories of crows, some of the most intelligent, emotional creatures that share our world. You won't look at these magnificent birds the same way again. This is the story of a little crow named Pepe and a young girl named Joanna. One fateful day, as Joanna played in the yard, she stumbled across something that would change her life forever. A tiny crow chick, abandoned in the grass, all alone, crying out for help. It was clear the bird needed someone to care for him. Without hesitation, Joanna scooped him up, took him inside, and named him Pepe. Joanna wasn't just saving a life that day. She was forming a connection that would last a lifetime, but she didn't know it yet. She treated Pepe like any other wild creature, giving him space to grow and become independent. But what happened next was truly remarkable. Pepe wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. And somehow, a special bond formed between him and Zina, the German Shepherd. They became the best of friends. Together, they played in the yard, ran in the fields, and learned from one another. Zina taught Pepe how to trust, and Pepe showed Zina the world from a bird's eye view. As Pepe grew stronger, he learned to fly. But he didn't fly away. No, he returned day after day. He flew straight back to the people he loved. And just like that, he became part of the family. A family made not of blood, but of love, compassion, and respect. Not all friendships are formed in the traditional sense. Sometimes they come from unexpected places. Take Klaus, for example, a raven with a peculiar love for deck of coffee. His story began at a school where his life was forever changed when a kind teacher found him abandoned by his parents. The teacher, moved by the raven's struggle, took him in and named him Klaus. From the very start, Klaus wasn't just your average bird. He was curious, very curious. And when his new friend started drinking coffee every morning, Klaus couldn't resist. He waddled up to the garden, sat by his side, and soon enough began to enjoy the smell of coffee and the company of the man who had saved him. The mornings became their ritual, a cup of coffee, a moment of peace, and the kind of friendship that doesn't need words to be understood. Klaus and his human companion didn't just share coffee, they shared their hearts. Now imagine this, a raven that not only knows your name, but can also mimic your voice. This is Tuck, saved from a pet shop. Tuck grew up surrounded by humans, learning quickly the ways of the world. But what made Tuck truly special wasn't just his intelligence. It was his ability to connect. Tuck wasn't just a bird in a sanctuary. He was part of the family. He learned to mimic words, recognize people, and even show affection. His love for attention, especially from female visitors, made him quite the character. But his bond with his human caretakers ran deep. A bond built on trust, mutual respect, and the understanding that he wasn't just a pet. He was a family member. Loki's story is one of healing. After losing his first owner, he was left alone, grieving, lost, and unsure. For weeks, Loki was isolated, shut off from the world. But then a new owner came into his life. Elliot, a man with a heart full of compassion, took Loki in, and together, they began to rebuild. It wasn't easy. Loki had been through so much, but with patience, love, and understanding, the healing began. Loki wasn't just an animal in need of rescue. He was a soul in search of connection. And over time, he and Elliot became inseparable. Whether they were playing games, solving puzzles, or just enjoying each other's company, their bond grew stronger with every passing day. Lastly, we meet Crary, a rare white raven whose intelligence knew no bounds. Alexandra, a woman who loved challenges, set up puzzles for Crary, and he solved them with ease. But their relationship wasn't just about puzzles. It was about trust, patience, and understanding. Crary wasn't always sure about Alexandra. He was cautious at first, unsure of what she wanted. But Alexandra knew that the key to their bond was giving Crary space when he needed it. So she looked away when he was nervous, letting him feel safe. It was a small act, but it made all the difference. And with time, their bond deepened into something beautiful. These stories aren't just about crows. They're about connection. that are about the deep, meaningful relationships we can form with the creatures who share this planet with us. These birds, with their intelligence, emotions, and unique personalities, remind us that we're not so different after all. They have their own feelings, their own ways of showing love and affection, and they, too, deserve our respect and kindness. If these stories touched your heart, I encourage you to share them with your friends and family. Let's spread the message of love, kindness, and respect for all creatures, big and small. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories like these. Let's continue to explore the wonders of the animal kingdom together, because when we understand animals, we understand ourselves just a little bit more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.